giving you story after story. Everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp, episode 58. Yeah, got a pretty good one. I think so. Today, more informational, but this happened. And I'm going to tell you about it. Idolatry. Oh, before I do any of that, let me show you this nice shirt I got. Got a couple of them, you know, all due to my brother, the Houston Brew, who made these Tales from the Sipp shirts for me. Yes, sir. Need something made. Holla at my boy. He pretty talented. Yes, sir. But anyway, get to this story. This story is kind of tripped out, but not tripped out. But it's just something that happens. Okay. Now, one period of time, this was when me and my wife were living together. You know what I'm saying? So, and we weren't together at the time that I got these things. Now, one time I went to the Bahamas, and when I went to the Bahamas, I had bought some masks. And these masks, I used to have them, they were made out of some kind of wood, had some kind of, they just, me being the type of person I am, I like, artistic things. And they were masks that, somebody hand carved, bought them in the Bahamas. It was two of them that I had bought. And when I was in the Bahamas, I brought back with me, and it was, some nice looking, some of the stuff you just hang on the wall, you know what I'm saying? So I had them hanging on the wall in my apartment that I lived in. You know what I'm saying? Never thought nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Just had them hanging on the wall. And then I had two more that I had bought from this guy when I was staying in Pearl. I bought those, and I had them hanging up too. You know what I'm saying? These were more like some they weren't more like African masks. They were more uh like some Inca or uh more like some Inca or something like that mask. Like Southern American. You know what I'm saying? History behind them. So, but I had them hanging on the wall too. So, you know what I'm saying? I moved from that apartment. Um, then me and my wife, when we was boyfriend and girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? She had a apartment and I got the apartment, let her stay in an apartment. I was staying somewhere else. Cause I ain't want to live, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna be honest, she was pregnant at the time. So I was living in sin, and then when the Most High, you know, start, took his belt off and started with me. I said, hey, we can't be living like this and all that. But the damage was already done because she was already pregnant. But, I'm just being honest, you know. But anyway, so I had those masks. I moved out of that other apartment, and then she got an apartment. We weren't living together, you know what I'm saying? But I used to come over, and everything. I had them hanging up on the wall. So one night, you know, she slept in the bedroom. I slept on in the living room on the couch. One night, I come up in there, and I had stayed the night, you know, and for some reason, it's like those masks kept watching me. And like they just kept looking at me. And I'm knowing it was just something I had hanging on the wall. And you know what I'm saying? It never really bothered me because when I was staying in the other apartment, they were in the living room and I was always in my room. But this time they were hanging on the wall in the living room at the apartment she was staying in. And and for some reason, it would bother me all night. I kept waking up looking at those masks. It's like something was looking through the mask at me, like it was some kind of spirits attached to them or something. So I kept on, man, and you know, I, it went over my head that day, but then kept thinking about it. So the second time it happened, I came over, stayed the night. I was sleeping on the couch, and I just wake up in the middle of the night and I'm looking at those masks and feel like somebody's watching me. Just kept feeling like somebody watching me. Man, after that, I told her, man, look here, I'm gonna have to get rid of them things, man. It's some spirits or something attached to those masks because they kept on. It's like some kept watching me through it. So the next day, you know what I did? I got up, I took those things off the wall, stomped on them and broke them and all this and that, and I threw them in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? We throw the trash out. I ain't want to throw it in the trash in the household. I threw it out in the trash, the pitch ends down there. I know I should have burned them, but you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody gonna be able to salvage those things because I broke them. You know what I'm saying? But so after that, I didn't feel, I can be sitting in the living room and never felt nothing looking at me again. Never felt nothing looking at me again. And it was all because of those masks. And this is why I titled this idolatry. See, sometimes we can be, you know, have things that spirits are attached to and not know it. You know what I'm saying? You looking at, oh, this just a piece of art. But it's really not a piece of art. Somebody used that, somebody could have used those statues or 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 mask or whatever like that. You just hanging on the wall, but it's things attached to that, and you know what I'm saying, you don't know what kind of prayers or whatever they put on those things, man, or what kind of spirit they made in an image to for you to hang on the wall. So I believe the Most High, just dealing with me with that, and then I got rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Broke them up, took them down into the pitch end, threw them away. And man, I paid some money for them things, man. I paid, you know what I'm saying, $60 a piece for them things. You know what I'm saying? The ones I got from the Bahamas, but the ones I got from old boy, those Mesoamerican, South American, whatever they were. I think I gave him like $30 for them. But you know what I'm saying? I got rid of all of them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, I felt like at the time I was living in idolatry, having those things hanging on the wall. Yeah. So I got rid of them. Moral of the story is, don't just look at things as art, man. Don't just look at things. Do a little research and try to figure out why these people created these statues. Why these people created these masks and all that. Because it's spirits attached to a lot of things. People worship, you know what I'm saying? They was in it was in the Bahamas, so you know what I'm saying? That was some African familiar spirit attached to those things. And the South American ones too. You know what I'm saying? People worship, they wasn't worshiping the Most High. So what was attached to those things? Yeah. I know you've seen times, like certain people, they have on masks and do certain ceremonies and stuff like that. Yay. So I got rid of them. And if you have things and there's spirits attached to it, you know what I'm saying? If you don't, it might not bother you right now, but all praise to the Most High. He gave me the understanding and let me know that this is idolatry. You shouldn't have those things in your household, under your roof. And which I wasn't even living there, but she was living there. You know what I'm saying? I got rid of it with my stuff. So, yeah. But that's Tales from the Sipp, episode 58. Be on the lookout for episode 59, episode 58, idolatry. Watch what you bring your house, man. Yes, sir. Until next time, Hundo signing off.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.